Hey guys, Michael Rashawn, your Ziggler licensed coach, back with you again. Happy Friday. And it's actually Independence Day weekend here. So if you are watching this video before July 4th, then happy Independence Day. If not, it's still a good chance to celebrate. There's never a wrong time to celebrate the freedom that we enjoy in this country. So with the concept of freedom in mind, I do just want to point out that freedom is not free. I know sometimes it can be taken for granted, especially if you're born and raised here in America. That's all you've ever known. But there is many people that have fought and died so we could enjoy the freedoms that we currently do enjoy. So with that in mind, I want you to think about the freedom to focus. Now, you're free to focus on whatever you want. So much of what we focus on, or what is naturally focused on right now, is negative. From the inflation, driving things like food prices way up, to $5 gas, to basically any political issue you could mention. Everything is so negative, and you have the freedom and you have the ability to choose to listen to that or not. And ultimately, whatever it is that you decide to focus on will expand. And that's a very important point to remember, because you can't control whether the gas is $5. You can't control how much a gallon of milk or a loaf of bread costs. You can't control what the Supreme Court did or didn't do. Like, those are all things that are beyond your control. But there are many things in our day-to-day life that we can control that are going to have a direct impact on our performance. And this is modeled off of the Ziggler performance formula. So it's made up of three components: your attitude, your skills, and your effort. Those three things are three things that are very, very much in your control. So by focusing your efforts on improving those three things, will dramatically increase your performance in whatever it is you're trying to do. So attitude, the way you think or feel about something. Now, this one didn't come first by accident, because the reality is that nothing will move a relationship or an opportunity faster than attitude. And that does not mean it's just going to take it in an upward direction. Now, having a bad attitude can very quickly kill an opportunity or tank a relationship. So it is very much a two-edged sword there. Now, focusing on having a positive attitude, absorbing what the news tells you, or just focusing on all the negative things going on in the world, that is going to drag you down. Skills. So simply, skill is the ability to do something well. Now, you may not have skills in every area, but you don't need skills in every area. The point is that you have the ability to focus on something, gain more skills at it, and do it well. And that takes us into effort. How much effort are you putting in? Effort, again, is the hustle and the smart. So you're thinking, well, I don't have that many smarts. I'm not the smartest guy. And, maybe you didn't even graduate from high school. It doesn't matter. If you have hustle, that's something that you can't teach. Hustle is something that either you have, you're willing to put in the work, or you're not. So focusing on how much effort you're willing to put in versus how much smarts you may or may not have is going to take you miles further. So I want to illustrate this a little bit with a formula, and this is where we get the Ziggler performance formula. So you take your attitude, multiply it by your effort, multiply it by your skill, and that's your performance. Take, for example, you start a new job. You don't have a lot of skills, you're willing to put in the effort, but you don't really know what to do, and you're coming in with a good attitude. So maybe you have a 1 on each of them. You want to improve on that. So day 2, you come in with a much more positive attitude. So your attitude has doubled. So your attitude doubles. What that does to your performance is actually doubles your performance just by increasing that one area. So you're saying, okay, well, that's all right. Maybe the next day you show up to your job, you're putting a little more effort. You have a little more idea what's going on. You're a little more comfortable. So now you double your effort. Now your attitude and your effort have doubled, but your skill hasn't changed, yet you're at a 4 in performance instead of a 2. So there's this compounding effect. Now, again, so say you gain a little more skills, maybe you're a week into your job. So now you have a 2 for attitude, 2 for effort, 2 for skills. All of a sudden you're at an 8. So your performance went from a 1 to an 8. So just that small change has given you an 800% return on your investment. Again, focusing on those 3 areas, increasing just by 1 each of those, has a huge compounding effect on your performance. And again, the same is true, because like I said, nothing will move a relationship or an opportunity faster than attitude. So attitude has taken you positively, but it can also drag you down. So say you have a negative attitude, but you don't change your skills or your efforts. You still put the effort in, you still have the skills, but you do it with a bad attitude. That changes your whole equation. All of a sudden you go from, just by changing this number, you go from an 8 to a -4. That's a massive drop in the wrong direction. So again, most of what happens in life is going to be stuff that you feel like is beyond your control. Now, that may be true, but let's not focus on that because it's beyond our control. So if you have no control over it, you can't change it. What you can change is your attitude. What are you letting into your head? What are you watching? What are you reading? Your effort. How much effort are you putting into accomplishing whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish? Skills. Are you just staying stagnant with your skills, or are you looking to improve them? Again, as we saw, it doesn't have to be huge dramatic improvements. Just small incremental changes can increase it and have a compounding effect on your performance. So with everything negative going on, with all the bad stuff in the world right now, again, let's try to put that out and let's focus on these 3 things that we can control. By doing that, and by just focusing on the things that we can control, we'll turn this ship around and you'll get it back to positive and going back the right direction. So you're not going for perfection. Maybe you have a bad day, maybe you have a bad week. That's okay. The point is that you're focusing on moving forward and you're focusing on the things that you can control. So take that with you. And again, don't waste your freedom because it did come at a price. And I want the best for you, even if you don't want the best for yourself. And I know that you are capable of doing something great. And that is ultimately why I continue making these videos, because if I can reach just a couple people out there, even really just one person, and change the trajectory of where they're going, then it is all worth it. So get out there and do great things, guys. Talk to you next week. Bye.